everybody. Jim and Eric here with a Rewind Theater for G.I. Joe Retaliation. And already it looks better.
Yes, the Paramount logo looks better.
I know. There we go. Clearly an epic kind of scope to this film. Some cool jets there. Now let's go back here, and there's Channing Tatum, of course, as Duke, but sitting here on the plane, we have Flint, played by DJ Catrona, on the left, and then the lovely Adrienne Palicki as
Lady J. Flint needs to get his beret at some point, hopefully.
Yes. Well, let's go back here a little bit, and that fellow there with his mouth wide open next to Flint is Joseph Mazzello, who...
Yeah, a little boy from Jurassic Park, all grown up, also in The Social Network. He's playing a character named Mouse, who I guess was newly created for the film.
No, actually, I think Mouse was from like a G.I. Joe spin-off.
You're schooling me there.
That's right. Now, this is Elodie Young, as she's a French actress, as Jinx.
And yeah, standing there in the background also was the RZA playing the Blind Master. Very different incarnation of the Blind Master, but a character you would know from the G.I. Joe comic books.
Now, here we see the Joes getting taken down big time, and it appears they've been sold out somehow, and they're being blamed A-Team style.
Mission Impossible 4 style, the loser style.
Oh, let's go back here. We have, back is the president, who's really
Zartan, and people are saying there's a reboot, which it sort of is, but it's also a sequel. It's also following events from the last film, because Zartan is still posing as the president.
Now, you'll see the fellow walking up the stairs there. To this prison is Walton Goggins, who plays the prison warden, and there's Snake Eyes, the most dangerous man alive.
That's right. Now here's a cool little gathering of villains in this scene.
Okay, that fellow on the right, you want to tell us who that is?
That would be Ray Stevenson, and he's playing Firefly, who, he doesn't have the mask, but if you look at the costume, the camouflage, and the coloring, you see little nods to the classic Firefly costume.
And the fellow on the left clearly is Cobra Commander with his silver mask.
Yeah, done right this time. Who knows if Joseph Gordon-Levitt will just voice him. He's certainly not in the movie, but they could maybe just have him do some ADR.
Of course, we just saw Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, as Roadblock. Now, what's interesting here is you'll see that is Flint, and then we have some dog tags. There's a good look at The Rock as Roadblock. And it's just Flint, Lady J, and Roadblock.
Yeah.
No Duke.
No Duke. A lot of people thought that was Duke. That was Flint. So maybe Duke, his time is up. He was supposed to die in the animated G.I. Joe movie in the 80s, and he managed to be saved. So maybe this was it for him. Okay,
I want to go and buy this toy when it comes out. There's the Cobra Hydrofoil.
Yeah, that's very cool. I mean, it's such a nod to sort of the 80s G.I. Joe toys. It looks a little bit like the Hydrofoil, the Water Moccasin, the Whale, a lot of those classic Joe vehicles.
We got Storm Shadow back in full costume, Cobra Commander. Speaking of Storm Shadow, there was his glistening abs.
And someone behind him who's either maybe a Arctic version of Cobra Commander or maybe a Snow Viper. We're not exactly sure.
Let's go back and take a quick look-see at this here. We got, there's the Cobra flags.
Yeah.
And then we got...
gearing up.
There we go.
Yeah, that is really cool image just because, you look at that gun. That is sort of a classic Roadblock. He's got the vest over the T-shirt. He's got the gun.
Now there we see...
I hope he's rhyming and cooking, and it'll all be good.
Now, Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Even though Storm Shadow apparently died at the end of the first movie, he's back.
Just a flesh wound.
Exactly. This appears to be a monastery that they're squaring off, and so I'm assuming that this is the RZA's, the Blind Master's monastery.
Yeah, tied into the ninja clan that they all come from. That every ninja in the G.I. Joe universe comes from.
Yes, there's only one school, apparently. Yeah. And now we see, it looks like...
Firefly and Roadblock have a little fight there, it looks like.
Yeah. And then...
As do Jinx and Snake Eyes.
Now she's doing all this blindfolded and looking lovely in red, I must say.
Yes, the original Jinx figure was in red, so that's a nice nod.
Storm Shadow busting out of prison.
Speaking of busting out.
Oh. We see her. Now, those look to be... good guys, probably, right?
Well, they also look a little bit like the Cobra soldiers we saw putting those flags up. So I'm thinking maybe the entire military becomes Cobra Eyes due to Zartan's plan.
That is some crazy stuff going on there.
Now, this is very cool. The Red Ninjas, a classic part of the G.I. Joe lore. And, you were saying you think that this part probably is from a classic G.I. Joe comic book story.
Yeah, this is Jinx in the black and yellow. I'm thinking this is a takeoff on the famous Silent issue.
Issue 21?
Yes, and with Jinx stepping in for Scarlet.
Yep, and that involved the ninjas. So yeah, really cool to see the Red Ninjas in action, and the choreography here is very cool. You know, the director's background in dance films has people worried, but you look at it's kind of a natural progression to go from dancing to fighting.
I mean,
in some
we're
ways.
actually legitimately excited for this movie.
Yeah.
Which is amazing considering we really did not like Rise of Cobra.
Yep.
And there we go. Bruce Willis is
John McClane.
John McClane, a.k.a. General Joel Colton, the original Joe.
Yep. And a very cool bit of casting here.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. We can't wait for this movie, and we'll catch y'all later.
Knowing is half the battle.